The Army Marksmanship Qualification Range at Fort Benning was crowded with soldiers preparing for their annual weapons assessment. Among them was Specialist Maya Rodriguez, 26 years old and the only woman in her infantry unit. She'd requested transfer to infantry after the combat exclusion policy lifted, knowing she'd face resistance but determined to prove herself. What she hadn't anticipated was the level of sabotage some soldiers would stoop to. Before we continue, I want to know which country you're watching from right now. Drop your country's name in the comments below. Maya approached her assigned firing lane where her rifle waited. She'd cleaned it that morning, but as she picked up the weapon, something felt wrong. She pulled back the charging handle and spotted the problem. Someone had deliberately jammed debris into the chamber. Dirt, small pebbles, and bent metal pieces were wedged into the mechanism. Behind her, 3 soldiers from her platoon were barely concealing their laughter. Sergeant Kyle Morrison, Corporal Jake Stevens, and Private Derek Cole had been vocal about their opposition to women in infantry since Maya arrived 6 months ago. "Problem with your weapon, Rodriguez?" Morrison called out. "Maybe infantry isn't for you if you can't even handle basic equipment." Maya didn't respond. She field stripped the rifle right there, her movements efficient and practiced. Other soldiers stopped to watch. The rangemaster, Master Sergeant Alan Chen, approached with a frown. "What's going on here, Specialist?" Maya held up the debris she'd extracted. "Someone sabotaged my rifle, Master Sergeant. Deliberately jammed the chamber in BCG." Chen's expression darkened. "Who had access to this weapon?" Morrison stepped forward quickly. "It was in the armory all morning, Master Sergeant. Anyone could have accessed it. Rodriguez probably didn't clean it properly." "I cleaned and inspected this weapon at 0600, Maya said firmly. "I logged it in the armory at 0630. The sabotage happened after that." Morrison smirked. "Or maybe you're looking for an excuse because you know you can't qualify. I've seen your range scores. They're mediocre at best." Maya's jaw tightened. Her scores weren't mediocre. They were average, which infuriated her because she knew she was capable of better. But every time she'd trained, something went wrong. She'd suspected sabotage but couldn't prove it. If you're feeling the tension build, hit that like button because what happens next is absolutely legendary. Chen studied the debris, then looked at Morrison and his companions. "Here's what's going to happen. Rodriguez, you have 15 minutes to clean that weapon. If it's operational, you'll shoot your qualification. But I'm changing the standard." Maya looked up sharply. "Master Sergeant? Standard infantry qualification is 40 targets. You're going to engage 50, with every soldier on this range watching. If you miss more than 5 targets, you fail and we investigate your claims as a false report. If you hit 45 or more, we investigate who tampered with your weapon. Fair?" It wasn't fair at all, but Maya saw the calculation in Chen's eyes. He was giving her a chance to shut down her harassers permanently. "Understood, Master Sergeant." Maya worked with focused intensity, completely field-stripping the rifle, cleaning every component, checking for damage. She reassembled the weapon, performed a functions check, and loaded her magazines. 12 minutes, the range had gone quiet. Word had spread quickly, and soldiers from other units had gathered to watch. Morrison stood with his arms crossed, confident. He'd done more than jam her weapon. He'd also tampered with her ammunition, mixing in rounds that would cause failures to feed. Maya stepped to the firing line. 50 pop-up targets had been set at various distances from 50 to 300 meters. Chen stood beside her with a stopwatch. "On your command, Rodriguez." Maya took a breath and said, "Ready. Commence firing." The first target popped up at 75 meters. Maya acquired, aimed, fired. The target dropped. Another appeared at 100 meters, down. Then 2 simultaneously at different ranges, both down. Her movements were fluid, economical. Morrison's smile faded as target after target fell. Maya was shooting faster than qualification standards required, but every shot was precise. Then it happened. 23 targets in, her rifle failed to feed. Bad ammunition, just as Morrison had planned. Without hesitation, Maya performed immediate action, tap, rack, assess. The round ejected. She continued firing. Target down. 3 targets later, another failure. Again, immediate action, seamless recovery, target eliminated. The watching soldiers were murmuring now, impressed despite themselves. Morrison's face had gone pale. Stevens and Cole exchanged worried glances. Maya was in a zone, her training and natural talent merging into something extraordinary. Every mechanical failure was corrected in seconds. Every target fell. This wasn't just qualification shooting. This was a demonstration of mastery. Target 45 fell, then 46, 47, 48, 49. The 50th and final target popped up at the maximum 300-meter range, partially obscured. Maya adjusted for distance and wind, exhaled slowly and squeezed. The target dropped. The range erupted. Soldiers were cheering, stunned by what they'd witnessed. Maya saved her weapon and turned to Chen. 50 for 50, Master Sergeant. Chen's expression was unreadable. He'd trained thousands of soldiers in 2 decades. He'd never seen a perfect score on 50 targets while dealing with multiple weapon malfunctions. Outstanding shooting, Specialist. Now let's talk about your weapon. He picked up Maya's rifle and ammunition. Morrison, Stevens, Cole, front and center. The 3 soldiers approached reluctantly. Chen held up the rifle. This weapon had foreign debris deliberately inserted. Specialist Rodriguez cleared it in under 15 minutes, then shot a perfect score while experiencing multiple failures to feed. He held up several unfired rounds. These rounds have damaged primers. Someone tampered with her ammunition. Master Sergeant, we didn't... Morrison started. I didn't accuse you yet, Sergeant, but the armory log shows only 5 people accessed the weapons cage this morning. You 3, Rodriguez and Private Martinez, who was supervised the entire time. Rodriguez obviously didn't sabotage her own weapon. Chen's voice was cold. That leaves you 3. We didn't touch her weapon, Stevens insisted. Then you won't mind if we pull security footage from the armory. And check your wall lockers for debris matching what was found in Rodriguez's rifle. Chen gestured to 2 MPs. Gentlemen, escort these soldiers to CID for questioning. As the 3 were led away, Morrison turned back, his face showing grudging respect. He'd thrown everything at Rodriguez, and she'd destroyed his sabotage with pure skill. The investigation took 3 days. Security footage showed Morrison accessing Maya's weapon. Debris matching the foreign material was found in Stevens' locker. Cole confessed during questioning, detailing months of systematic harassment. All 3 received Article 15 punishment, reduction in rank, and transfers out of the unit. But the real story was Maya's 50 for 50 performance. It spread through Fort Benning, then across the Army. The Rangemaster submitted her for the General Douglas MacArthur Award for Military Excellence. More importantly, her unit's attitude shifted. Soldiers who'd been neutral or quietly hostile began treating her with respect. They'd seen her handle sabotage, pressure, and doubt with skill and grace. 6 months later, Maya stood before her battalion as Sergeant Rodriguez, promoted ahead of her peers. At the promotion ceremony, Master Sergeant Chen spoke about her. This NCO faced adversity that would have broken most soldiers. She responded with competence, courage, and composure. She didn't just pass her qualification. She set a standard that soldiers will be talking about for years. Maya later became a marksmanship instructor, teaching hundreds of soldiers. But she always included one lesson her official curriculum didn't cover. You'll face obstacles, she tells her students. Some will be legitimate challenges. Others will be people deliberately trying to make you fail. Your job isn't to complain or quit. Your job is to be so undeniably good that your performance speaks louder than their sabotage. Clear the jam. Fix the problem. Hit the target. That's what soldiers do. The rifle that was sabotaged that day now sits in a display case at the Fort Benning Marksmanship Training Facility. A plaque reads, Specialist Maya Rodriguez. 50-50 targets. Under adversity, excellence prevails. If this story inspired you, please subscribe to this channel. We share stories about people who face sabotage and doubt, then respond with excellence that can't be denied. Share this with someone who's facing people trying to make them fail, who needs to remember that skill and determination overcome prejudice, and that the best response to doubt is undeniable performance. Comment below and tell me about a time you proved doubters wrong. Let's celebrate those moments when excellence silences critics. And remember, the best revenge isn't anger. It's success so complete that everyone has to acknowledge it. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you in the next story.